Happy Memorial Day, everyone. With all the things happening in this current regime, I'm sure it surprises absolutely no one that we celebrate Memorial Day as the government basically tries to destroy veterans. But as we continue to celebrate holidays that are supposed to be about the American people, this current administration just continues to show us once again that they don't care about the American people. They care only about themselves and their own ambitions. I've reported before on the provision that Trump's people slipped into the budget bill at the last minute, which allows him to basically disobey the federal courts, including the Supreme Court. It stops the federal courts from being able to enforce contempt charges. This would essentially make Donald Trump a king and make it so that he could ignore a co-equal branch of the government. It's blatantly unconstitutional. Now, this person is saying they snuck it in, trying to claim that it was budget related because it uses funds to do so, even though it completely stops the judicial branch from being able to do its job. He also said that apparently Tom Tillis said that the Byrd rule is more of a Byrd suggestion, because that bill would never pass the Byrd rule, allowing them to pass it through reconciliation of just 51 votes. Because that bill has many things in it, including that provision, that are not budgetary, they can be challenged, and this thing would need 60 votes to pass. But this is probably the reason why I've been hearing that the Democrats are fighting this so hard that they're thinking there's not going to be a vote on this for several months. As I reported in a previous video, there are at least 7 or 8 Republicans in the Senate who said they already won't vote for it. And it's not going to be easy to win them over, because people like Rand Paul and even Ron Johnson said they won't vote for it because it jacks up the debt by $4 trillion. And it partially does that because of all the tax cuts for the rich, which the Republicans in the House aren't going to give up. So hopefully this bill is going to be shred to pieces. But my biggest concern is that stupid provision that allows him to ignore the courts. Because if we remember Marbury v. Madison, anything that goes against the Constitution is null and void. And even if they pass this, it's allowed to go through judicial review, which means the Supreme Court could call it unconstitutional, which they most definitely would. It would be stupid of them not to do that. If the Congress passes a law saying that the federal courts can't do their job and the Supreme Court can be overruled by the president, obviously the courts are going to challenge that. And according to Article 3 of the Constitution, it is the judicial branch that has the power to interpret these laws. Not the president, not Congress. Which means what happens when the Congress passes a blatantly unconstitutional rule saying that the judicial branch can be ignored, and then the judicial branch fights back? This is why the era of Trump is a non-stop constitutional crisis. Because he and the Republicans keep blatantly disobeying the law and doing unconstitutional shit, and when they get called out and told to stop, their response is always, make us.